Be sure to cook. Welcome back to Be Sure to Cook. These are some of the ingredients we're going to be using today for our show. Today we're going to be cooking a peanut butter stew. So stay tuned and look at this great recipe and enjoy the show. Okay, today we're going to be starting off with our chicken, and we got 4 thighs. 4 thighs to be starting off. So we're going to season up these thighs, and we're going to be using some ingredients. But first, I'm getting ready to, I've been dealing with chicken, so I'm going to wash up my hands again. Okay, I got my pot here hot and ready with 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil. And I have a chopped garlic. You see this chopped garlic, everybody? I have chopped garlic. I have 1 tablespoon of chopped garlic. I'm going to take half of this. And that is pretty hot. And I'm going to turn this down because this is kind of really too hot. And I don't want it to burn, which is trying to burn. But that's all right because this is gonna, and I'm gonna put my chicken in here. I should have stuck that chicken in there first. Okay. And I'm just gonna toast this with the rest of this garlic on top. Let's check this garlic. Okay, guys. See, some of it's toasted up nice and pretty. Look at that. I love the way, the color of that. And I turned it down because I think I had it on the eye too long. And I'm just going to cook this chicken skin down. I'm going to fry it so it gets a nice crisp on it. I'm going to turn this back up to a medium. And I'm going to be watching this, flipping it back and forth, and letting this cook. I'm getting ready to clean up my bowl, clean up all my stuff, and we'll be right back. Okay, now I'm going to flip this chicken. See that nice crispy brown look? Oh, beautiful. I think it is. But this is also just a couple minutes on this side. I'm going to take these out, put these into a bowl. I'm going to drain a little of this grease. And I'm going to put my stock in there, and we're going to go from there. Okay, I drained some of this grease because I thought it was too much because, you know, chicken makes grease when it has fat. So I drained some of the grease and put back in the same tablespoon. I lost some of my garlic, so I just added another tablespoon of garlic. So I put my chicken back in. And as you can see all that grease there that the chicken started to render off? That is a lot of grease. Okay, I'm going to turn down my eye. I put my chicken back in. I am using, see, it's just making its own grease because all that fat, but that's okay because we're going to reduce that. Now that's cooking, it's still got all that delicious stuff in there. I am going to add a cup of the chicken broth. I'm pouring a cup. That's a cup. That is a cup. A cup of your chicken broth goes right inside the chicken. Now I'm going to turn this up to a medium. Then I'm going to add 2 cups of water. Because you know all that grease that the chicken's making, or that's your flavor. And then I want to cover this. So I'm going to add another 2 cups of water. My measuring cup's only 2 cups, so I have to do 2 cups at a time. Alrighty. And I want to cover that because I want all that juice. And then Let me see, where's mine? Okay, so then there you go. So for every 2 cups, I add a cup of chicken broth. So I need a cup more of chicken broth because I added 4 cups. Because I want to cover that chicken. All right, we're going to let this baby cook, simmer. Put a top on this, let this simmer, let me clean up, and then we're going to start chopping our veggies. Okay, guys, it smells amazing. Okay, I have a green pepper that I had already had some of it. If I need more, I got a whole another one. I'm gonna take all the seeds out of here. Okay, and I'm gonna cut this up. It is not gonna be like diced. These are gonna be big fat chunks because we're gonna need that. So I'm gonna just cut this down. I'm gonna rinse these off really thoroughly after I cut the vegetables. Okay, I know everybody says, oh well, she uses a lot of vegetables. Yes, I do. I know some of the dishes I've already prepared had some of the same vegetables, but I love vegetables, and vegetables are good. And guess what? You know, there's not a lot of guys that eat vegetables, and this is the best way to put vegetables in, you know, somebody else's body because they don't eat it a lot. So by putting vegetables inside your food as you cook, they're still getting their vegetables, their protein, and everything they need. So I'm cutting these, and I'm going to cut these maybe, I don't have a measurement, so I don't know exactly how big these vegetables. I'm cutting them like block size. So I don't have it, so just kind of like eyeball this, guys, and see what I'm doing, and just like, so I want them like Chinese food. So I'm just gonna run my knife through these a little bit. Let me see if, you know, chunky size. You want chunky, you don't want that big, but you want chunky. And these look about right to me besides that one. Ooh, that one's big. Because you want to see your green peppers. So sometimes you need maybe 2 whole ones. Or if you really don't like vegetables, you know, use 1. And if you hate them, don't use none. But it'll be a little awkward in this dish probably because it won't come out right. So, but I guess you can use another vegetable. I don't know what to tell you, maybe to use. I'm thinking, but you can use whatever vegetable you would want to. If you happen not to like a green pepper, then just don't use it at all. Just use the onion and the carrots, because we got carrots. So I'm thinking I'm probably going to need more. So in this case, I'm going to be using the onion a different way because I'm probably going to use all of this onion. So I am doing something I don't like, and I'm cutting it in half. But guess what? I'm going to be using pretty much all this onion. So as you see, I want petals, big petals like this. You see? So I'm going to go ahead and put the petals in, get this together, and show you what it looks like. Okay, now that I did that, I'm going to add a little, check a little more Mrs. Dash in there. And some more black pepper. Because we want this juice to be really seasonable. Then I'm going to add a bay leaf. And then I'm going to put a top on here, and there we go. Okay, now I've got my green peppers and I've got my onions diced up. I haven't rinsed them yet because I have to add into my carrots. Okay, look at the carrot here. This is disgusting. You know, some people actually rinse this off and just start to cook. That is disgusting. This is all dirty and nasty. We got to get the first layer off, and let me show you how to do that. Some people use a pillar, which they call this pillar for potatoes or whatever, and sometimes people use that. I use this because I know my daughter wanted to use it because she didn't know how to peel potatoes with a knife, but I do. But let me show you. I don't really use it. I like it though. I am a knife person. So let me show you a trick if you don't have a peeler. If you have a knife, no matter what knife it is, if you take the back of your knife, this is the blade. You don't want to use the blade. You want to use the back of your knife. If you take the back of your knife and hold it, do not touch the blade, and actually take it and scrape. Look at that. Look at what it's doing. It is doing the same thing as a peeler. And if you don't have a peeler, you can use a knife and scrape it. And you can always tell when you scraping it. I'm gonna show you. Look how shiny that looks and clean. And then look how dull that looks on. This is the nasty side. This is the clean side. And you always want to make sure you hold, let me show you. You hold your hand farther away from the knife, and you want to hold it tightly, and you want to scrape, keeping your hand way far from the blade of the knife. And you want to hold it, and you just want to scrape with the back of your knife. And guess what? It does the same trick as a peeler. And I don't know, I'm always doing stuff. I'm like a little monkey, you know. I find stuff and start, you know, picking on it and say, hey, how about if I did this? So, and you rinse this off, and I'm not going to rinse it right now, but I just want to show you because I want to show. And look at that. Look how clean that is compared to this side. Then you turn it around and you hold firmly on the other side, and you repeat the same pattern that I showed you, keeping your hand way far from your vegetables. And this is the way I used to, and you know what? I used to make carrot cake, and I never had a peeler. I didn't know nothing about it. My daughter came to me with it. Mom, why don't you get a potato peeler? I said, what the heck is a potato peeler? And she said, you don't know what a potato peeler is? And so we went out to the store, and she happened to get it. And I was like, oh, okay, it's a blade. I said, well, this seems like it would cut your hand more. And I got her one, and I only have one, and that's hers when she helps me peel potatoes. And I use a regular old knife like the old days. And I showed her this trick, and she thought it was so neat. And then you rinse it, and guess what? There it is. Okay, let me finish the rest of these up, and we'll get back to it. All right, guys, I've already took off the peeling, and I rinsed these off really good. I'm going to cut the tips off and discard the tips because the tips are nasty. I mean, I just don't like them. I will not use them. Please don't use them. Just discard the tips. Which I'm discarding all the tips and all the imperfections. I'm going to discard this, and I'm going to show you how to cut these. Let me just go ahead and throw this in the garbage right quick, and then we'll just show you how to cut them. Okay. So please wash your hands and watch your hands. So I'm just going to cut these in like a pretty diagonal, or you can do them round or however you want to do them. You just want to cut them because these make it look so pretty and nice, and I just want to cut it. And if that looks like that might be too big, you can also cut it down because these, okay. Make them look nice and pretty. So I'm going to take them and go from the edge here, making them look real nice. Make sure you keep your hand folded back off, and every time you come, keep that thumb out of the way too. Do not probably do that. Okay, making them look nice. I'm gonna do the same as these. This, keeping my hand back. Okay, yep, just cutting these. I'm only cutting them this way because I just think they look so pretty. That's just me. But you can do them anyway. Round. I gotta concentrate when I'm doing this. I don't want to be on here and cut my hand. So there you go. Okay, and this is what your vegetables look like. We're gonna rinse these and we're gonna start on the sauce. After I cut up my vegetables, I rinse my vegetables. I got them sitting over here in a pan. I'm gonna check my chicken. It has been cooking for about 25 minutes, maybe. Not really quite done, but look at that broth. See, I need that broth. Now, remember those vegetables I put? I'm gonna go ahead and start these in here, into this pot. Wonderful. Okay, get these going inside here because I want these to be cooked. I don't want these to be raw. It takes a couple minutes to cook these. It takes a while. So by the time this chicken is completely done, these vegetables will be with it. And I'm going to keep these vegetables and I am going to strain the juice and keep the juice. So let's continue cooking for another, I say about 30 more minutes. Okay, I've been cooking these vegetables for a couple of minutes. Oops, I'm hitting the sides. I'm going to strain and take these out. And I'm not getting any juice. There's some chicken there. Look at that. Oh, these are fork tender just the way I want them. And the onions. And I just took my chicken and put it in a bowl. You know, just took some tongs and put it in a bowl right quick where I could take my vegetables because I wanted to cook these vegetables in the broth that we're gonna be making our sauce with. So I wanted this to get great flavor. So I got a spoon that has holes in it. See? There you go. So I'm just gonna finish doing this. So I'll put my chicken back in, cook it for another 10-20 minutes, and we'll go from there. Okay, it's been about 30 minutes and this chicken is done. So I took it out and I am straining this juice and still got some vegetables that were in here and all the good seasons. So I strained this juice and we're gonna strain this juice, leaving you with great juice. Look at that great juice in there. Oh, that's what we're looking for. All this good stuff right here is gonna go with the vegetables because this is also gonna go in the sauce. This is all my garlic and seasons and stuff, and I got that juice, so it's gonna be delicious. By the way, it smells wonderful in here. Wait till you do it. You're gonna say, oh my God. Okay, I've got diced tomatoes in a can in their drain, a can of tomato puree, and then I have this natural peanut butter. And natural peanut butter, all the peanut butter comes on the top. So I'm going to have to mix this up and get it in there really good and keep stirring this until I got the peanut butter mixed up. It is really, really hard. Natural peanut butter is really natural. And I have to mix this up. So I'm going to put this in my pan because I'm going to have to cook this. Okay, I'm just going to pour this peanut butter into my bowl. I'm just going to do the whole jar. Great. Got it out. I'm going to making sure I get all the oil. Natural peanut butter is totally different than regular peanut butter. It's natural, but all the oil comes on top. All right. And I mean, it's really natural. Can you see? And I'm gonna mix this up into a bowl. Get it together. Probably gonna use this whole jar. So just smooth out a little bit for me to work with. I gotta work with this bowl. Yeah, perfect. I gotta beat this up, work with it, because it's gonna be kind of hard to work with. Oh, it's like serving ice cream. It's really, really hard. And this is all natural. Okay, so now we're gonna take this and we're gonna put this in a pan and I'm gonna show you the rest. Okay, now I'm putting all this peanut butter in 16-ounce can, a jar, may I say, of peanut butter. All natural. Okay, I'm gonna put all that in. I'm really greedy, so I'm gonna get all this out. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, get another spatula because I'm gonna have to keep stirring that. Because that spatula stuck with peanut butter, and I need to get all of it. Because it says 16 ounces. I want to get as much as I can out of here. Yeah. Okay. Guess that's not going to come out. I want to try to get all of it out. Wash my hands. Alright. Okay, so now I've got this on a medium heat, and I'm going to cook this, and I'm going to have to keep stirring. This is the thing about it, it's like making a pudding or whatever you're making. When you make pudding or something, you got to stir so it's not heated up. But in the meantime, I'm going to do a little bit more season to this peanut butter. I'm going to just sprinkle a little bit of little salt in here, a little paprika. Just sprinkle a little bit, not too much of anything, you know. Got a little more Mrs. Dash. Just on the same seasons that I used. Giving a little bit of flavor because I want flavor. Okay, a little bit. Everything that I did, I'm just going to use a little bit of everything for the peanut butter because natural peanut butter is nasty. I'm really telling you, it's really nasty. I don't like the taste. And I'm just going to do this. You know, I just sprinkle a little bit of everything. Let's get this cooking. Okay, there you go. Like I said, I just sprinkled a little bit. You know, go for what you know what you want in there. Then, okay, so I'm going to use 2 cups of the tomato puree in here. Can't say that really all that good. And I'm going to mix this up really good. Okay, and I'm going to turn this down. It's trying to cook. Okay, I'm trying to get all of this 2 cups in here. So, 2 cups. Actually, I use a, was it 12-ounce can? It's the big can. What is that? 12-ounce can there. Okay, and I'm getting this out of here as much as I can. This is a funny looking measuring cup. It's really cute, but it's just... Okay, stir this up. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna be stirring this for a minute. So stir it all up. Okay. Actually, that was a 13-ounce can of tomato sauce or tomato puree. I can't really say it really good, but tomato sauce or tomato puree. Puree, yeah, that's it. I'm saying it. I'm just stirring this up, and it's on a medium heat, and I'm gonna keep stirring. I'm looking for a different color. It's gonna get a different color. You can tell it looks like a bright orange. I know you all thinking, hey, this looks pretty nice. Believe me, this is not. This is going to be good, especially with the garlic and everything that's going to be in there. I like garlic, guys. I love a lot of garlic. I love a lot of it. So, I mean, it's good for high blood pressure also. So, I'm going to keep on stirring this. It's going to be a while, and you want to make sure you stir it evenly and all over the pan because you don't want it to stick or burn. If you feel like it's too hot, it's sticking, turn it down a little bit. But you're looking for this. You're looking for the oils to come back through your peanut butter and your tomato sauce, and you're gonna see it kind of like break away. And I want to show you what it looks like so you all can see what I'm talking about. So you want to keep stirring this because it's not done at all, and you're gonna be amazed with the rest of this stuff we're gonna do with it. So you're gonna be such amazing. Like, oh, so she did this and she did that. And then when you taste, it's going to be good. So while I'm getting this stirred up, I guess we'll come back and we'll start doing the rice once I show you this. So we need to get that rice on. Okay, I'm still stirring. It's been about 5 or 10 minutes on medium. And did you see this? You see the way the oil is trying to break away from the peanut butter and tomato sauce, making it look really thick. Okay, so you're gonna get that nice and hot. And, but you gotta keep stirring. It's real thick. You gotta cook this. It's really thick. Look at that. It's really. So you just keep on stirring it till you see it break away. Sorry, didn't mean to hit that camera. Okay. It just cooks and cooks, and you can see the oil just breaking away from the dish itself. And that's what we're looking for. We want that oil to like break away from this dish itself, which is really strange, but I mean, that's how my sister-in-law taught me how to make this. See it? And see what I mean? See the oil? I'm gonna show you again. Get down in there if you can. See? Get down the edge over there. See this edge? See the oil over there? Just breaking away from. That's what we're looking for. Okay, man, it looks like it. Look at all that grease in there. See? It looks like taco meat. That's what we're trying to get. It look like greasy. Look at that. Greasy taco meat. And it's really thick. And that's what we want. So, once it gets to that point where all that oil is breaking apart, we're going to turn this baby off and we're going to start adding all the other stuff. And we're going to quickly transfer it. So, look. We got our pot and we cooked the rest of our chicken and stuff in. So what we're going to do, because we don't have enough room, so I have to change pot. See, look at that. Look at that. We're going to have to take this and transfer that in. It was trying to stick there on this. Transfer it to a bigger pot because it's not. I just like cooking with this smaller pot. It's better for me to stir. So, I turn that off for right now. But look at there, we're going to get all that out. I don't like leaving nothing behind. Because you got to feed a lot of people. Okay. Ooh, I'm getting really wild. Look at that. Get all that good stuff out of there. Okay. 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 So, I'm going to just, oh my stuff is falling. Okay. So, that goes to this pot. Okay, now let's put the rest of the stuff in. Okay. I am deboning the chicken. That's good chicken. Some people might not like the bones or having a whole chicken. So I'm just taking the meat off here. Actually, I like serving it with the whole chicken, you know, just giving you a whole thigh and serving it in there. But when you got little kids that live in your home, it's best to not do that. This is the skin. I'm discarding all the skin on it and just giving nothing but the meat. This kind of looks like almost white meat. I had let this cool for a long time. So when I took that out, I let this cool down so I can deal with the meat and off the chicken. So, don't want to leave no pieces of chicken behind whatsoever. So, but I'm doing a small one. I'm not making a big one. Usually, if I'm making a big one for my family, I like to get all the we eat, and I don't want to have fat or nothing on there. So I like to get the fat off. And that is good meat. But you don't have, I mean, I like eating the whole chicken, you know, but like I said, with the little kids. But you can do it both ways. You can just leave the thighs like they are and put it into the sauce and let it continue cooking. And I use thighs because, or you can use breasts. That's good, but the only thing why I don't use breast is because it don't give you the stock that you're looking for. I mean, even though I have chicken stock also that I use, and you can use that if you got, but it just doesn't taste as good as just having the stock of the chicken itself, you know, when it's because you're getting natural chicken flavors. But if you want to, you can do it. So here's my bowl of chicken here, and then I'm going to discard all this. Okay, I got maybe 3 cups of water and 3 to 4 cups of water, 2 cups of rice. So I'm fixing some rice. So if you're not fixing rice, boil some rice, white long grain rice. So for I put like 2 cups of rice because I'm doing a lot. So I'm doing 2 cups of rice to about 4 cups of water. Okay, that's my mixture stuff. And what I did is I put my bay leaf back on in there. The bay leaf that was in the chicken, I just put that in there. Okay, this is that stock that I had, and I'm going to measure this. And I'm only measuring it because I know you all need to know how much stock that is. So this is 2 cups of stock that I'm going to pour inside my mixture. That's 2 cups, and I'm going to stir this around really, really good. So I'm going to need all that. I'm going to need more stock too. So I just want to beat this up, smooth this out. Smooth this out. Oh yeah. Okay, so the rest of the stock, I'm going to measure this out, and this is almost 2 cups. And then I'm out of that mix. So guess what, guys? I'm going to use that chicken broth that I told you about to make that a full 2 cups. It's all it. So, because some of it boiled down. So I'm going to pour as 4 cups of broth, the original chicken stock, and the broth. And I'm just going to mix this all around. That is a lot. And I'm going to get a whisk, and I'm going to whisk this, and I turn this on a low medium, and I'm going to let this cook. Now, it seems like I got to get this whisk first. Let's get a whisk and whisk this up. We'll go from there. Okay. This is 4 cups of the chicken stock that I had cooked the chicken with. That was 4 cups. And then, of course, if I didn't have enough chicken stock, I'm using regular chicken broth. And I'm going to put another cup of regular chicken broth in there to make sure it's thin. You don't want it thick, you want it thin because it's going to cook until it's thick, like a thickness. So, altogether it was 4 cups of the regular chicken stock after I cooked the chicken and I had strained it and put that to the side. That was 4 cups of that, and then I used 1 cup of regular chicken broth. So, as you notice, and then I got a whisk to whisk the peanut butter mixture that I had to make that thin, and that's a bay leaf that's in there. And I put that bay leaf back on in there. So, get my wooden spoon again. I like cooking with a wooden spoon. And I'm going to mix this all up. And I'm going to put this on a low medium heat and let this simmer. And, okay. So now I'm going to shake a little more seasoning in the peanut butter because I did a taste, and I'm going to need a little seasoned salt again, or you can use regular salt. And I guess pepper. You know, season it up. See what tastes good to you in your mix, because this mix is very, very good. Just a little more seasoning. Okay, I'm gonna mix this up because, like I said, it's gonna be a stew, and this is gonna simmer and cook. And there you go. Okay, so after I added all of the juice and let it simmer, I'm going to add the chopped tomatoes. Adding chopped tomatoes to it. Let these chopped tomatoes get in here really good. Then I'm going to add my vegetables a little later once I get this started and bubble. Okay, I have already put the vegetables back into the stew. The chopped tomatoes went in there, and you've seen that. And I went on ahead and stuck the carrots, the tomatoes, the green peppers, and all that spice and stuff I had. I went on ahead and put that in there, and I'm stirring this up, and I'm letting this cook for about 10 to 15 minutes until a little thicken. It's a little, but it's supposed to be a little runny because it's going to be a stew and it's supposed to go on top of rice. The only thing I didn't put in there yet is the chicken. So, but actually what I made here is the sauce. This is nothing but a big thing of the sauce. And then your chicken, you can do it whole, you know, like if you wanted to. You can bake chicken later, or boil chicken, or bake it, and then you can make some rice, and you can always freeze this sauce or put this sauce in the refrigerator or whatever, and then put this sauce over your chicken and rice, and you always will have this stew. So this is good to make a big thing of sauce. Cool it down, freeze it, put it in the refrigerator for a couple days or whatever. The next day is going to be all those spices and everything are going to sit in here, and it's going to be delicious. So what I'm going to do is, this is such a big pot of sauce that I make because I always like to cool this down and freeze it. So when I want this stew, all I have to do is bake some chicken. You don't have to do thighs, you can do breast, you can bake it. You know, tear that apart, make you some rice, warm this up, put it over there, it'll be all good. So I just wanted to show you all this. So I'm going to go ahead and finish cooking this down a little bit, about 15-20 minutes, and we'll be back. Okay, I've been cooking it. You want to make sure all your vegetables are tender and soft. If they still kind of crunchy, you want to keep cooking this until all the vegetables is tender. Now I put the vegetables in there with my chicken when I was cooking it because I wanted to cook it with the stock. And once I cook it with the stock, I wanted to get the stock flavor inside of the vegetables. Then I took it out, and it wasn't cooked all the way. They were still raw. Put them in there for about 10-15 minutes. And I took those out. They were still kind of raw. I let those sit out until I made the sauce. Then I stuck those back in, and they're finishing up cooking. So now I've got some Louisiana hot sauce, or you can use any kind of hot sauce. And I am doing a whole tablespoon. This is 1 tablespoon of hot sauce. Any hot sauce that you like that tastes good to you. And I'm going to pour 1 tablespoon of hot sauce inside of this. Now when you finish this sauce and still let it cook for about 15 to 20 minutes, because I'm trying to get those vegetables really, really soft and tender, which I think, because carrots take a little bit longer. Yeah, just about another 15-20 minutes on this on a medium heat. I turned that down because I didn't want it popping everywhere when I was talking to you all. So I'm turning it back up to a medium heat, about 15 to 20 minutes. And as you see, look at this. As you see, this sauce, I'm going to try to pick it up, guys. Okay, look at that. You got vegetables. You got carrots. You got tomatoes. You got onions. And let me get a green pepper. Maybe I should have chopped up more green pepper, because green pepper, there's the green pepper. Green peppers, cook down real fast. So the more vegetables you like, it's supposed to be all vegetables. We're going to add that chicken in there. But since I got so much sauce, we don't really need all this sauce, because I want to freeze some for later. And then when I want to, make another dish, make sure you can always bake the chicken, and you can either leave skin on if you want, or take it off, or you can actually bake you some, I do thighs to get that flavor. But now that you have this sauce, you don't have to do thighs. You can do some chicken breasts. You can bake you some chicken breasts. You can put that chicken breast on the plate, warm this up, or put your chicken breast after you bake it, throw it in this sauce and let it cook and reduce down with your chicken, and then put some rice and then pour it over some rice, and hey, you got dinner. Okay, so here it is, guys. It's about done. The vegetables are nice and tender and soft. So what I'm going to do is I am going to take this off and put this on another eye. And I've got a smaller dish because I want to save some of that sauce. Just smaller dish here that, okay, hold on. And I want to take my spoon level, since this is done, and I don't want to make a mess. So I want to dump some of this into my other smaller pot, because this is what I'm going to have for dinner tonight. And the rest of this I'm going to let it cool. And this is what we're going to have for dinner. So I'm going to do a couple sauce, because that rice, when you get rice cooks up. Okay, I got so much sauce. Oh, it's all over my pan. Let me clean this up. I got a much smaller pot, and here's my stew. And I'm going to start breaking up chicken. The chicken's pretty cooled down a lot, so I'm going to start breaking up pieces of chicken, getting that cooked. It really is consuming to make this dish. It really is. You don't want to break it up too much. You just want to, little chunks of chicken. It takes a while to make this dish. This dish is very time consuming, because you have to chop so many vegetables and you have to chop a lot of stuff, and it's just time consuming. And I think I got a little gristle that I'm going to discard. Oh, I didn't see that when I was pulling. Make sure when you do your vegetables and stuff, there we go. We put the chicken in there, and this is on real low. It's on a simmer, and we're just going to add, this is 4 chickens. And like I said, I got the kids, here, and I'm just going to add the rest of that chicken. There you go. And let me wash up right quick. Okay, so now, like I said, I really like the whole pieces of chicken. If it was a breast, that'd be so good when you save some of this, because breast is really good. And I really like thighs too. Legs and all that might be a little bit, probably hard to do, but it'd probably be really good. So this is your sauce. You have chicken, vegetables. Look at that. Look at that. There it is with the chicken and stuff. And since the chicken is in there, I'm gonna let this simmer for about another 5 minutes. Look at there. And I'm gonna plate this, and I'm gonna show you what it looks like. Okay, guys, we have finished this dish. We have put the chicken in it, and we cooked it for the minutes I said. I think it was like an extra 15 minutes. And here is the finishing product. Look at all those vegetables and stuff. Oh, it's so good. So we're going to plate it. We also did some rice. We did some rice, long grain white rice. So I'm going to show you how to plate this. Okay, guys, I have finished cooking this stew, and this is the finished touches of the stew. We have chicken, we have green peppers, we have tomatoes, we have onions, we have garlic and seasons. Don't forget the carrots, and we have carrots. So we're going to plate this. I've also did some rice, and I just boiled some rice, put it to the side, white rice, and now we're going to plate it. I've got this bowl where I'm going to plate it, and on top of it, it is your choice. You can sprinkle some hot sauce on it. Any kind of hot sauce you want. I mean, it's whatever you want to taste. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some rice. This is how we plate it. And I'm going to put the rice at the bottom. So I'm just going to take a little rice, pile it up here. Yum, yum. Then I'm going to try to get every little piece of chicken, little vegetables, and I'm going to pour it on top of the rice. You can put as much as you want on there, on the rice. And here we go. Peanut butter stew, made homemade. and that is delicious. So you have all your vegetables in there. It has a little bit of everything. So for the finishing touches, if you like hot sauce, we're going to sprinkle a little of this hot sauce on here, and there we go. Delicious. Okay, so this is the ending product. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Hey guys, I'm so glad you came back for another show, and I want to tell you all, keep watching. Please like our Facebook and keep coming back, and I thank you so much. This has been a wonderful show, and we have just made peanut butter stew. Bye bye.